When the blitz is on, you need to protect your most valuable asset. That's why the NFL looks to Cisco Security, powered by AI, to protect their data from cyber attacks. When the game is on the line, the NFL relies on Cisco.
Crazy. Still, look, sleep deprived. Excited to be here. First of all, just, the international games have always been exciting for the guys, and I think it's a good way for us to kind of break up the season a little bit. And so, the guys are working hard. They're going to go on the field here in about 20 minutes, and looking forward to putting a full game together. Fire away.
Jerod, you played here twice, obviously 2 wins against the Bucks on the ground. Great memories of being in the stadium when you fought for fun when you were up late in the third.
Yeah. Yeah, we approached it like a business trip, while at the same time, it was good to get the victory. I vividly remember after the game, we had a good time as a team, and it's another way for us to build camaraderie, to go out there together and get a victory, so it's good.
We do have a mic here, so raise your hand, we'll pass a mic to you.
Jerod, last year when you guys went to Germany, I believe Robert Kraft kind of gave a speech to the team and impressed to the team about the importance of these international games. You're on the stage. Has there been a similar message for this game this year?
It's always a message, and I would say just as a fan of the game, I think it's outstanding to grow the popularity of the sport. Obviously, it's the most watched sport in our states, and we're trying to do the same in other countries, so it is important.
Hello, it's Javier from Spanish Ball. My question is if you see any disadvantage coming on Thursday instead of Jacksonville that has been here from the last week on.
Not really. When it's all said and done, it's about who has the most energy and who goes out there and executes their game plan. So I don't see it as an advantage or a disadvantage. I think whoever executes the best will win.
Any sort of medical updates on Ramondre? And I know that in the past you've expressed a great deal of confidence in your depth at running back, but how do things stand with him and maybe the rest of the backfield as well?
Yeah, we'll see today, but he is getting closer, so probably be a game-time decision.
Coach, your team had a lot more life and offense last week, which I know a lot of Patriots fans will be very happy to see, even though Drake took a lot of hits. What is the mood like within the team this week going up against this particular Jags team?
Yeah, the mood is good. We changed the page from the last game. We took out some of the positives and corrected, the bad plays. And, we're looking for progress. We talk about it all the time, and it starts Sunday. Thank you.
Jerod, earlier this week, you mentioned that Michael Wenu could slot right out back at tackle. Is that something that's been being practiced this week? Is that something that's under even more consideration for this weekend?
Yeah, I don't want to get into, really where he's going to line up. What I would say, and I've always said this, is he's a very versatile player. And so whether it's at guard or at tackle, he's able to function at a high level.
Jerod, I'll ask you about two of your linebackers. As a fellow linebacker yourself, in Raekwon McMillan and Jelani Savai, you're both your leading tacklers this season. McMillan last year was injured. Savai's projected to have his second best season in terms of tackles. How impressed have you been as a fellow linebacker yourself with these two players in particular on your defense?
Yeah, they've both done a good job. The stats are the stats. I would say just the communication on the field, those guys have really taken a step forward. And even in saying that, I've challenged them this week to get even better. We need more out of that group, and I look forward to seeing that Sunday.
Hey, Jerod, you mentioned being sleep deprived. Do you have to handle practice any differently, knowing that?
No, I wasn't sleep deprived. That's Stacy being sleep deprived.
Well, are you sleep deprived?
I'm not at all. Look, I have energy, I have juice, and I would say the players do too. We flew out here. We landed this morning. A lot of those guys, slept on the plane, and they have an opportunity to get, their energy up through the rest of the day and be ready for tomorrow.
Jerod, over here. A couple days ago, Drake landed on the injury report as a full participant with his knee. Was that a residual from the game, and what is your level of concern with him?
Yeah, I'm not sure if it was a residual from the game or not. What I will say is he looks good. He's been out there at practice and taking the majority of the reps.
Hey, Jerod, with Drake's
You thought because you had two microphones, you were going to go.
On mics.
Sorry.
Drake's second week of practice, preparing for his starter, what type of, changes have you seen him, or even just growth, entering, with probably more comfort level here?
Yeah, he's definitely confident. He's confident in the way he's running the huddle. He's confident going out there and making plays and still continuing to build that chemistry with the receivers and the tight ends in the back. So he's been good, and he knows that. He understands that every week he has to get better.
Hi, Coach. As a former player who's actually done the international games, what advice would you give to your players to help them recoup to get ready for this weekend?
Yeah, really, just don't sit in your room all day and go to sleep. Like, get outside and let the sun. Well, the sun just came out here. I feel like it's always cloudy here, but get outside and walk around and just get your energy ready for the game.
Back here, Jerod, I saw you use the word focus during the week, just about penalties, making mistakes. What are you learning as a head coach that you can do to affect players to kind of get that more where you want it to be and start reducing the number of penalties?
Yeah, one thing I would say, look, the penalties come down to focus the majority of the time and then a lack of technique. What I will say is the first 4 weeks of the season, we were first in the NFL as far as least penalized team. The last 2 weeks, they've been obviously, disappointing games in that regards, but we got to get back to what we started the season doing.
Hi, Coach. Just wondering if you're a history buff at all, or if you're a fan of Winston Churchill. He's one of the most famous alums of the Harrow School here.
Yeah, I'm definitely a big history guy. And I would also say I just learned that there was a Harry Potter scene shot here as well, which I thought was pretty interesting.
Jerod, did Drake have an MRI, and if so, was he in pain? What would cause to send him for an MRI?
I'm not going to get into any of the medical imaging or anything like that. What I will say is I'm confident that he'll be ready to play tomorrow.
But was it bothering him?
You have to ask him that.
Hi, Jerod. What are the most significant challenges facing?
Sorry, where are you? Oh, sorry.
Yeah. What are the most significant challenges coming from abroad and playing in the UK in such a short period of time?
Look, we approach it just like we do a West Coast game. Obviously, we're going the opposite direction, but it's an away game. It's an away game for us, and that's how we've approached it.
Jerod, here in the middle.
Yep.
Just as far as today's practice, your typical walkthrough, is this a usual Friday practice? How will it differ, if at all, from what you would have done back home?
This will be a usual Friday practice for us. So very punchy, and looking for great communication and execution. Not as long as let's say the Wednesday and Thursday practice. So typical Friday.
Jerod, Madarian was downgraded out, I guess, yesterday. What sort of a challenge has it been for you guys to be able to get some consistency and continuity at that left tackle position?
It's been tough, and I would say not only the left tackle position, just across the offensive line in general. I feel like we've been talking about this since training camp, and we continually, through whether it's replacing someone because of injury or lack of performance, and we still are kind of shuffling the deck. So it's definitely been challenging. In saying that, all the guys have to be ready to play, no matter what position we're talking about, and Drake does a good job, extending plays as well. So look forward to seeing that.
Coach, there are a lot of new NFL fans here in the UK, especially this season, who have yet to find a team to devote the rest of their lives to. What better ambassador than yourself for the Patriots? Why should new fans pick your team to support and follow for the rest of their lives?
Yeah, one thing I would say is, look, we're hitting the reset button and looking forward to building something special, building the next dynasty, and it starts with, obviously, through the draft and developing, but also through free agency, and, we look to get back on top here pretty soon.
Jerod, I know you've been consistent with that, 21 points. You can't win a lot of games if you only score 21 points. Do you have like a defensive counterpart in your mind, other than a shutout, obviously, but do you have like a plan each or a number in mind or something that you want to, that you expect, or you tell your defense in a similar way?
3 points. No, in all seriousness, I would say, as soon as we get the lead, the only absolute in football, at least defensively, if they don't score, they don't win, and that's the mentality that we take defensively.
Hey, Jerod, here in the middle again.
Yep.
How have you seen Leaden Robinson continue to develop in practice over the last couple of weeks when he's been on the bench?
Yeah, first thing I would say is Leaden practices. He's one of the hardest practicing guys on the team. Always shows tremendous effort, and sometimes, you hit a wall, and he's gone through that wall. He'll play tomorrow. So he's a very tough player, and I look forward to his future as well. Thank you.